Welcome to another video from yours truly, J-Mac, the Fanatic. I will be reviewing today a custom jersey that I purchased from a seller that I found on Instagram, whose name I shall put right here, and I'll also put it in the description. So the jersey, guys, is of a player who is not necessarily known for being a player, but rather a coach. And another clue would be that he's associated in a big way with 3 different franchises. Can you guess who it is? All right. Well, if you couldn't get it, it is Pat Riley. And being a Heat fan, you know I love me some Pat Riley. And if you're a Knicks fan, you may or may not hate the guy, I guess. From what I know, after taking the Knicks to the finals in '94, I guess he was offered some big money by Miami. But not just money, he became the team's president as well, okay, in '95. He came down to South Beach, and he established the culture that you see all the analysts talk about today. So what exactly is that culture? Does the team really play harder than everyone else? Well, I think all teams, I guess, are encouraged to play hard, but there is a difference, okay? In the motivation factor and the discipline and building habits, and how hard do you play against the bad teams? Do you play just as hard against the bad teams as you do against the good teams? How's your defense? Okay. Right now, our offense sucks, but our defense is still good. So it's kind of like whoever's on the roster. Another coach who was like this was Jerry Sloan. Also Popovich. Look at what he's doing with the Spurs. It doesn't really matter who's on the roster. They're going to play hard. So you got a lot of teams who are headed for the lottery who are going to get blown out. They're not going to stay in games. But you have certain coaches who keep their team in the game no matter what. They're a threat to win the game, regardless of their roster. So in any case, he was a player. And a lot of people don't know that. I'm going to show you a little bit of biographical information, but I'm not going to go through it all because you guys can just read it. But he did play for the Lakers, most notably. He played 6 seasons for the Lakers and won a championship in '72 with Wilt Chamberlain. Okay, he was only a modest role player, averaging a few points a game, a few assists, few rebounds. But I guess he would make up for that, getting the Lakers 4 championships as a coach, huh? My jersey is a Lakers jersey, and I got it in the style as Riley wore it. And essentially, that is very similar to the style they have now. Obviously, not the same materials, but that same Laker logo. The only difference, you'll see it, would be mainly the upward slant of the Lakers letters. Okay. And here we have my custom jersey. Got the NBA logo here with the champion underneath, stitched on. Okay. Nice print here with the Lakers slanted up. The Pat Riley's number 12, very spaced out. And the size 48 jock tag. Now this is exactly the way I ordered it, okay? I wanted to make sure that it looked exactly like the picture that I found on Google of Riley wearing his jersey. Does it look 100% with absolute no difference? If you were to scrutinize, if you were to analyze both jerseys side by side, which obviously I don't have an official Pat Riley jersey. I don't think anyone does. Please let me know if you do, because I'd like to see it. But if I could compare those jerseys, is it exactly that? No, but it's pretty close. Okay, I'm happy with this product. If you're wondering about the cost, I paid $200, and I paid an extra 50, so 250 total, an extra 50 for the jock tag, which they had to remove off of another jersey to sew it onto here. Otherwise, you'll get the company's tag, okay? And if I could change anything about this, if I was extremely picky, I would go and nitpick. Is this exactly how the lettering was? Is this exactly how the numbering was? Overall, I have no complaints. There should be a little bit more of a gap here between the champion and the NBA. All right, which we'll take a look. Here I have another one. The material feels very similar. See how it's right into the material, right? And this is a Euro logo here. Look at how skinny this guy is. He eats healthy. Over in Europe, they eat healthy. There's the Euro champion tag and the Euro jock tag, okay? So this is what you'll find on Euro champion jerseys. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in Europe, they do have their own brand of champion jerseys, replicas from the 90s, okay? The logo does look like this, slightly different, a little skinny, as opposed to a stitched-on American jersey. You see what I mean with the space between these two patches? This is an American tag, made in Mexico, okay? And the jock tag is a number, all right? And it's like painted on, okay? So this will come off over time if you don't take care of it, okay? As opposed to these, okay, sublimated into the material will not come off ever. I don't have to worry about that, okay? But I got mine made as if it were an American style. Why? I don't know, I just prefer that, I guess. Bogues is not a European player, but they made these for any of the popular players at the time, the European style, okay? You see a little string bean guy again. but yeah, Americans, we prefer our junk food. Common man. But as you can see, the 48 jock tag is different from the Euro jock tag of Euro jersey. I got mine like the American style with the number, sizing, and then with the fatter Jerry West. My only little complaint is, move this up just a tad so then you don't want to get too close to the S, so I would just move this up a tad to create that more of a space. Should be more of a space between the two patches. That's very subtle. That's nitpicking, I know. Let's take a look at the back. Which is, after all, the crucial part. Riley. Okay, there you go. And I made sure that it was the same font as well that they used at the time, or very close to it, okay? Number, again, large space. So I think it's pretty accurate, guys. And overall, I would give this a 9 out of 10. Okay, would I order from him again? Yes, I would. I really wanted this one because there's a personal connection with Riley, with me being a Heat fan. But I would really only do it for jerseys that I don't think I could find ever, that jersey, which Riley is one of them, right? So I would recommend it for that use. It's not a cheap price, but I understand work goes into making it. You know what I mean? Like, you could probably buy these. You can definitely buy these for cheaper, okay? But for the price I paid, it is a quality product. I'm going to say I wouldn't pay any more than I paid for it, most likely, but I would pay what I paid again if I really wanted like I said, a rare jersey. Okay? And one last thing with the American champions would be some of them have an actual sticker. And I believe these come from the early 90s. And then they changed to be a patch in the mid and late 90s. But you still got the patch for the champion. Okay? But again, these two are American. You see, 48. American, we've got two American champion replicas. One with the sticker, Jerry West, one with the patch. Then we've got 1 euro with the skinny man and the large jock tag. And then we've got my custom jersey. Hey, he's a my baby's hanging, beefing with me. Watch it all.